Hello, you beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. We talk all things life, love, spirituality, law of attraction, and all of that juicy goodness. Today is an amazing day. In my reality, it's my daughter Micah's birthday. I had her 12 years ago today at 1 p.m., 1300. She was born on Friday the 13th at 1300, and she was 6 pounds, 13 ounces. So 13 was her lucky number and is her lucky number. This is her photo. She is so freaking adorable. And I figured we would do a reading for this upcoming week, that I would film it on her birthday. And I have all of my little figurines, and I have a little show and tell that I want to show you guys. For those of you that have been following me for a while and you've been watching my readings, you know that she's with me in all of my readings. She is why I am here. She opened me up to my spiritual gifts. I went to go see psychic mediums after she passed away because I did not believe in mediums. I did not believe in any of this. I didn't believe in God. I was 29 years old when I had her. And then when she passed, I had turned 30 in that process. So in that 6 weeks, my birthday was in there. It was August 19th. And I didn't believe in God. I didn't believe in anything. I grew up Catholic. And after she passed, I was like, I don't know what to believe now. Like, where did she go? I just didn't know. So my sister convinced me to go see the Long Island medium, Teresa Caputo, in April of that first, year that she had passed. So however many months later that is, she passed August 29th. So in April, we went to see the Long Island medium. We were in an arena of 4,000 people, and I was the first person that Teresa read. She knew that it was a gender mix-up. At my 18-week appointment, I was told that Micah was a boy. So she was supposed to be Micah William. They literally printed out the ultrasound, pointed to the male body part, and they were like, you're having a boy. We did a reveal party. We thought it was going to be a boy. The bedroom was all boy. The boy clothes were in the closet. And then 3 days before I delivered her, I got an emergency ultrasound because they were starting to detect something was wrong, but we didn't know it at the time. But I got an ultrasound 3 days before I delivered, and they said, she is really swimming around in here. And I was like, sorry, it's Micah William. We're having a boy. And she's like, who told you that? So here I am getting read by Teresa Caputo, and she's telling me this. She's telling me that there was a gender mix-up. She was telling me that I had been in one of Micah's pink headband boxes that morning because I was taking her headbands out to collect money for a mud run that we were going to do in memory of her on her very first birthday. So that started my whole awakening journey, was me going to see Teresa Caputo for the first time. I was the first one read out of 4,000 people. And she was literally telling me the words that I said to Micah right before she passed away. So I became a full-on believer after that. Then I came home and found local mediums to go see. Then I found my mentor. Her name is Midge. She mentored me for 2 to 3 years in the beginning. And then I found my other mentor, Anna. So it's like Micah led me on this journey. As soon as she came and then passed, it's like all the doors opened up, and I was led to all the right people at all the right time to help me heal, to help me expand, to help me leave my teaching job so that I could do this full time. So I wanted to share some of the things that have happened along the way, and then we'll get to the reading. So maybe I'll put a timestamp below in the comments to let you guys know when the reading starts if you kind of want to skip through this. But what saved my life, I was actually crying while I was getting ready this morning, because I feel like a lot of times I don't acknowledge, yes, I did it alone for 12 years. I never had a partner. I had one partner for 1 year during that grief, where I felt a little taken care of, you know what I mean? I felt like I could get a hug when I was crying, but most of this time, these 12 years, I've been alone crying. And all those moments of deep, deep sadness and suicidal thoughts, and just being like, how do I wake up every single day with this pain and keep going? I need help. I need distractions. I wanted to be distracted, but I was forced to be alone to figure it out on my own. And that's why I do what I do now. I help people through transitions. I'm a mentor, I'm a guide, I'm a coach, because I understand the depths of depression and anxiety and feeling like life, when bad things are happening, you're like, why? And that's where I help you see that there's a purpose to it all. And I'm sure you guys already know that on my channel. But I just want to share some of the things that when I was in the deepest parts of my depression and anxiety, I would get the most amazing gifts from strangers, from people. And it just kept me going. It kept me alive. So this is just where, like when we had to make the decision of whether to bury her or cremate. And my partner, Bill, and I both decided we wanted the cremation to happen. I had a little regret maybe 5 months later because I thought it was so harsh of me to do that to a baby. And then I realized, no, Michelle, like this is what you chose. It was meant to be. Surrender to it. So we have her. Some of her ashes are in this cute little box. And then we spread her ashes in the ocean. And I also have her ashes in a necklace. And then my sisters have her, and my mom have her in a necklace, and her dad, Bill, he also has her in a necklace. And then I got this, which is so beautiful. I'm pretty sure my aunt got me this. And then my other aunt got me this. You guys have seen this in all of my readings. God bless Micah. It's one of my favorite. My Aunt Joanna, my dad's sister, got me this one. And then behind me, one of my students from RV, from Rancocas Valley High School, look what she made me. So butterflies obviously they were signs for me. You know, they remind me of my daughter because it's transformation, it's growth, it's becoming somebody brand new. She literally cut out all of these tiny little butterflies and made a heart, a cascading heart with the color pink, because Micah was supposed to be a boy. So pink became a very big thing for us. After she passed away, I became very girly. I was not girly at all. I was such a tomboy. I hated the color pink. I would never wear earrings. And I started to wear earrings like when I was pregnant with her and stuff, but pink became our thing. So if you see a lot of pink in my reality, that's for Micah, 100%. So my sweet student made that for us. Another student of mine, she came into my classroom one day and she made me a dream catcher with a heart in the middle. You guys see the heart right here? Like, how cool is that? So I've had this on my kitchen cabinet for years. I'm talking, this is like 10 years ago. People have made me these things. Another student made me this. Her name was Brianna Bird. I loved her. The same girl that made me the dream catcher, I have all these tacks in here, but if you can see the papers, she knew that I loved self-growth and self-transformation. So one day she came in and she had folded up every single one of these pieces of paper. And it was like, you know how I love to pull pages and pull cards? She made me a jar, and it literally says a happy jar. So she made me a jar of all of these pages, and look, they're little quotes. So I'm going to pick a random one. So I used to do this every morning before I would start my teaching day. Okay, this one says, tough times never last, but tough people do. Dr. Robert Schuller, I think it is. So she literally took the time to find a quote for every single one of these. I think there's 100 in here. And then she folded them all up and put them in this jar just for me, because she knew that I love the randomness of picking signs and things like that. And how cool was that for our reading today? I feel like that's a message for somebody out here. Tough times never last, but tough people do. You know what? Maybe I'll use this in my readings from now on. I'm going to do that. Okay, so I have kept that. Another student of mine, Haley Schmelia, she made this for me in her art class, and it says Micah. It might be hard to see, but isn't that beautiful? Because she knows I always did my hearts like sunburst in my journal. Then at the second school I went to, I had a student who actually drew a sixth grader. You guys, a sixth grader did this. How perfect. She asked me for a photo of Micah, and then she wasn't even in my class. She was just in the gym, and she had heard about my story, and she wanted to make something for me. Aren't kids incredible? So this is like literally when I felt like I was alone on my journey, and maybe like I was hoping other people would support me in certain ways, or I wish I had a partner. I would go to school the next day, and on my desk would be something like that. And then I'd be like, okay, I can keep going now because Spirit, God, Micah, they're taking care of me. I literally felt like I was getting love from Source, from God, to keep me going. And then another student, I think this was Bree again. Oh no, this was Paige. This is one of my students, Paige. How beautiful is this? She made me a little poem. It says, how very softly you tiptoed, or you tipped into my world, almost silent, Only a moment you stayed, but what an imprint your footprints have left on our hearts. How beautiful is that? And then she put, Miss Thornton, I'm so glad I know of you and Micah, because ever since you've taken a part in my life as someone I look up to, and through anything I know, I can come to you and you'll have my best interest in mind. I can't wait to be a part of this night with you, Micah, and everyone else. Much love, Paige. I think this is one on Micah's, I think it was her 4th birthday. We did a balloon release on the front lawn of the high school. There was 70 students there and we all had pink balloons and we released them into the sky. I forget what year that was. That might've been her 4th or 5th year. We did a mud run on her 1st year. I got a tattoo, I think on her 2nd year. I got the tattoo on my finger and on my chest. I have a tattoo here. I went to Lake Tahoe and did a helicopter ride on her 6th birthday. I'll have to play them all back and make a list and see what I did on every single birthday, but every birthday I've done something really cool. Okay, did I go over everything? Dreamcatcher. Oh, and then the nurses in the NICU, before she passed away, they made sure they did certain things they do it for all the moms who are about to lose a child. Like, we knew that Micah was going to pass. It was kind of like a hospice situation. But we did a 3D footprint. So how cool, I have her little foot. And before they even knew that hearts were a thing for me, this was already the mold. So I get to touch her little foot. I make all of my nieces and my nephews come touch her foot for good luck. I'm like, go touch Micah every time they come over. So those are just like a few of the thousands of gifts and things that people have bought me. Like, even some of my clients in my mentorship, like, they sent me heart items. Like, look at this. I don't think it's selenite. I think this is quartz, but it's a heart bowl. There's just so many things in my house that were gifted to me. My aunt got me this bracelet. So me reflecting back this morning while I was getting ready, I just felt like sometimes my ego gets the best of me and it tells me that I wasn't supported during this time, or because I was expecting support from certain people that I didn't get. It left me feeling less than. But God and the universe showed up through so many different people, literally, to bring me all of these different gifts. Even my Aunt Joanna and my cousin Kelly, the one who bought me this, they literally bought me a book and the book was written about a little girl named Micah. So, like, I've always been taken care of. I've always gotten these things. And sometimes I forget, because I've been so far out of teaching, that most of the gifts came from my students. And that kind of stopped, so I don't receive them as much anymore, but people still bring me stuff. Like, I had a graduate who dropped off a cute little knitted frog for me, for my car, and for my chalkboard outside of my door. And I'm just like, the impact, like exactly what that poem said, only a moment you stayed, but what an imprint your footprints have left on our hearts. So without my daughter, we would have not made an impact the way we have, with all of these people wanting to be better. They're seeing hearts and going, oh, I remember Michelle and Micah. Michelle and Micah remind me of the hearts, or the hearts remind me of them. And then you make a choice to be better. You make a choice to love your loved ones, to reach out, to say, I'm sorry. So I know full on that my mission with my daughter is full speed ahead. She's working from the other side. I'm working from here. We're working in tandem. She's bringing all of you hearts. She's bringing you all of these synchronicities. And then it's guiding you to me so that I can help you expand and do your mission and feel good and understand why these things happen. So if you can see my story as inspiration for you to take your pain and your suffering and move it forward and be like, okay, this really sucks and it's really, really painful some days, but I'm going to keep going. And that, I believe, is why I was born. I think I was born to teach that. And on the days, I still have days where I'm just like, I can't do it another minute. I'm so exhausted. I'm done with this mission. I'm tired. I'm done with helping everybody else. Like, I want somebody to help me. Like, my ego is just so like greedy. But I do feel like that sometimes. Like, I do want my happy ending, but maybe it's here and maybe I'm just not appreciating it, you know? And that's what the crying was this morning, was me realizing, Michelle, like, you are so taken care of. Why do you think you need more? And that's what prompted me to grab everything and like bring it on camera, to be like, This is for me to recognize that I am taken care of. I am loved. I don't need anything more. And the external things that we think we need in life or that we think we need to manifest, you know, yes, they might bring us a certain feeling for a short period of time, but the long lasting joy and peace and love is in the knowing that you're already taken care of. You already have everything you need, and you're sitting back knowing that you're on the red carpet and everything is going to keep coming. And you just have to wake up each day and be grateful for what you have. So the final thing that I want to show you guys is what I'm wearing. So I have a white headband on with a little bow. And this is what I'm going to put a picture on the screen. This is what Micah wore when we baptized her. So, and I have her little dress here, which literally made me lose my mind this morning when I thought about bringing it on camera to show you guys. But this is the little tiny dress that she wore when we baptized her. So the doctor sat us down. Oh, I just love it so much. Oh, the doctor sat us down at a table. There was like 8 doctors and me and my partner, Bill, and they said, you know, your daughter seems to be declining. We need to talk about the quality of life. And at that point, Bill and I thought we were just, you know, we're going to have a child with a disability. She'll probably be in a wheelchair her whole life. So we were under that understanding. We did not think it was life or death. And then the doctor sat us down right after my birthday. It was like August 22nd, maybe 24th, 22nd, around there. And they said, we need to talk about the quality of life. You know, there's a decision we have to make. And we were like, what? Like, what are you talking about? And then they gave us time to think about it. And what they were saying was essentially, with her oxygen that she was receiving, without that, she probably wouldn't survive. And it was our choice. Like, do we want to keep her on that and keep her in this state of no growth, no progress? Or do we take a chance and take the oxygen off and see what happens, see if she can survive without it? And they said she could survive weeks, she could survive days, she could survive 5 minutes. So we would have to be prepared. So when we finally made the decision to take her off of the oxygen one day, my mom and my sister mentioned getting her baptized. And we used a cute little seashell. We got holy water. One of the nurses helped us. I'll never forget it. It was so wonderful. The nurses were so amazing. But my mom went out and got her this adorable little dress. It's just like a cute, reminds me like a cute little like mini wedding dress. I love it. But the headband, I've never done this before, but I felt called to wear it. I didn't think it would fit me, but this is what she had on her head. So I feel like I'm wearing her with me right now. I've never worn anything of hers, but I think I might start wearing this more often. And, you know, I don't need to tell anybody what it means. It's just for me, you know, when I'm out in public, but for you guys, I want to share it with all of you. But she is with us in spirit right now, and she's always with us. And also, I forgot to mention the beads that I always use in all of my readings. This is the necklace that I wore a lot when I was pregnant with her. So I always feel like her energy is in that as well. Okay, I feel good. I feel complete. Let's start this reading. We're going to open up some sacred space and see what Micah and Archangel Micah, that was weird, Archangel Michael and Archangel Metatron want to tell us. I said Archangel Micah. Wouldn't that be cool if she became an archangel one day? That would be wild. Fun fact, I picked her name and I was not spiritual, but her name means one who is like God. So pretty freaking cool, right? It's like all these seeds were planted before I even knew what was going to be happening in my life. All right, Micah. Let's bring in our guides. Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, please open sacred space. Please only allow the highest and whitest light messages to come through. Bless me. Bless Micah. Bless my cards. And bless my beautiful viewers. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for listening this far. If you have, if you've skipped ahead to now, no worries. I understand you got places to go and people to see and things to do. I'm also cleansing all of Micah's stuff. All right, so let's get started and see. We're going to start with Micah Magic, the deck that I created in memory of my daughter. Quick little drink break. Here we go. Hopefully that'll go out soon. Okay. Also, I was supposed to be in Texas right now. I was supposed to fly out to Texas yesterday to see my friend Jillian, and we were actually going to do some microdosing for the first time. I was going to do some shrooms. I've always wanted to try plant medicine to expand my consciousness and to go to maybe a new level of creativity for my work. So we had this trip planned, but then the hurricane hit Texas, and she's in Houston. So her family was affected. They didn't have power, so they were coming to stay with her. So she called me and was like, "Hey, I feel like we're gonna have to cancel this." And I was like, "Yeah, I had a weird feeling. Like, I usually start packing a little bit early, and I was like, I didn't even start packing yet. This is strange. The day before I'm supposed to leave, I didn't arrange for a ride to the airport. Like, everything was kind of perfect." And then I went to the pool that day, yesterday, when I was supposed to leave. And then I came back from the pool, or no, was I on the way? Yeah, I came back from the pool, and then I was on the way to the gym. And my neighbor like handed me a lottery ticket. It was so sweet. He was like, "Here," he's like, "The lady by accident printed too, but here's a lottery ticket." And the lottery ticket is for Micah's birthday. So I was like, wouldn't that be wild if I was supposed to be in Texas and then stayed home for Micah's birthday, ironically, and then I get handed a lottery ticket, wasn't even asking for it. And wouldn't that be wild if I won? That would be like the coolest birthday gift from Micah ever. All right, first message from Micah: manifest more for yourself. Do not settle. I just heard. Release the past. And I just heard you don't have to forgive the past or forgive somebody else, but you can understand why it happened, right? Like me, well, I don't want to always go into my stuff, but I've had some people that have really hurt me in my past, and I've learned to just understand it. I understand why they did it. They weren't capable. They didn't have the tools to be better, but I'm not going to negate the feelings that I felt and the trauma that lived in my body. And eventually you have to go in and push the button on the trauma one more time to feel it again, to release it. Oh, my brother just texted me. Happy birthday, Micah. Love you. Love you too, Dave. All right, so let's see. Miracles are on the way. My miracles card, I had a typo. All right, manifest more for yourself, release the past, and more miracles will arrive. The more you release your trauma, the more magnetic you become. Come out of your cave. To me, that's be seen. Put yourself out there. Don't be shy. We need your light. And actually, I just heard you need your light. When you're putting yourself out there and you're doing what you're meant to be doing, you feel lit up. You feel magnetic. You feel like, okay, I'm here. I'm finally doing what I'm meant to be doing. And when you're in the cave, that could be the cave of grief. We're talking about loss right now. This whole time, we're talking about somebody that we love who's crossed over, but yet the world sends us so much love in return, even though we're going through that hard time. So it's okay to be in your cave for a little bit, but it's at some point we have to come out, because we have to do something with that pain. We have to do good with it. Start the thing. Yep. So you have to take your pain and turn it into your purpose. However that looks for you. Could be writing poems, could be writing music, could be dancing. Let go of control. And I just heard that's the mind. Let go of what the mind is limiting you with. It's telling you it's not possible. You can't do it. In the past week or two, I've been having this limiting belief that keeps showing up in my mind, that it's like, maybe love just isn't in the cards for me. Or maybe Micah is my twin flame, and maybe I don't have anybody here that I'm meant to be a partner with. And that, like, it's a belief. That's not truth. I am literally telling myself that. So guess what I'm probably creating? I'm probably creating that. So I totally took that belief and threw it in the trash this week. And every day I am imagining myself in that partnership. I'm imagining myself knowing the type of partner that I'm worthy of. Somebody who's awakened, somebody who's literally so passionate about changing the world like me. And I am worthy of having a partner that will push me to grow and support me and hug me and hold me through my grief. But also, I don't need them. I know what I'm really looking for is me. I know the love that I'm really looking for is from me, but having a partner to share that with would be amazing. And that's the belief that I wasn't thinking was possible for me. So I have to let go of control of, needing to control my life, needing to know. I have to just let go and say, okay, I'm just going to plant the belief that I want to believe and then see what happens. And what happens is change starts to arrive. You start to see the angel numbers, you start to see the signs and the synchronicities, and you're like, okay, I can do this. Spirit is giving me feedback that change is coming, and I am going to be ready for it when it arrives. Make a plan to save money and more will come. I've been doing that recently too. So I encourage you all to do this. And it could be an energetic plan. You might not actually be moving money around in your account or anything, but you're looking at your account. You're looking at the imaginary money that's about to drop in, and you're making a plan to do something with it. You make a plan to have money. You're telling your subconscious that you already have it. You're literally moving the money on paper, so you feel like you actually have it to move. So start doing those little like tools and tricks to call in more money. That one just flipped, so we're going to take it. Yes, infinity, 888, infinite abundance in all forms, joy, peace, happiness, love, money, all of it. You can't even like the timing of that. We just got a card about money, and then we get the 888 card. Angels are too good today. Okay, be mindful of your thoughts. That's not letting the doubt creep in and say that you're not worthy of the abundance. And then sit tight, things are being moved for you. The abundance will arrive. You don't have to do too much. You're just following the inspired action, following the creativity, and seeing what comes through you. Okay, I just felt guided to do the Spirit Animal Wisdom deck. My nose is itching like crazy. My guides always itch my nose when I'm in a reading. Okay, the Raven, wise woman, a change is coming. This is like the 555 card. So ravens carry a message. My dad also, this is a sign for my dad. My dad passed in 2021, and him and my uncle Mike, who I was named after, they used to be in, I think, 3rd or 4th grade together, and they had to recite a poem by Edgar Allan Poe called, I think it was called The Raven or something evermore. I forget what it was, but the end of the poem would say, quote, the raven evermore. And him and my uncle would always recite that poem as like a joke, because they would change up the words, and the nuns who were teaching the class would always yell at them. So when my dad passed away, anytime I see ravens, I think of him. And when I got this card one time after he had passed, I just felt such chills all over my body. And the fact that it says wise woman, change is coming, it's like a message is coming from spirit, a message is coming from my dad to a wise woman, to me, to let me know that change is coming. So however that relates to you. So who in the spirit world is talking to you to let you know that maybe a wise woman is coming into your life, maybe a mentor, a guide, maybe you are the wise woman who's meant to make a change to move forward with your mission. That card can mean so many different things, but it's how you feel it in your body and how you interpret it. Okay, we have the elephant. Grounding, ground your energies and emotions deep into the earth. I did a reading party the other night. I did 13 readings in one night back to back. And I can't tell you how many times I got messages about nature for those people. And every single person that did the readings, I think almost all of them, it was their very first time ever getting a reading. So they were not fully spiritually awakened. But they were scared, they were nervous. They're like, are you going to tell me something negative? I was like, no. I was like, you're about to experience so much magic. I was like, sit back, get excited. I was like, I got you. But every single reading, there was at least one card that talked about nature for the person in front of me. And to me, that spirit saying, like, these people need to learn how to care for their vessel. They don't even know that they're picking up energies. They're sensitive beings. But when you put your feet in nature, when you go out and greet the sun every single morning, when you go for walks in the afternoon, you're pulling all of that life force energy back into you to keep going. So if you are not connecting in nature every single day, you guys have to start. It's a non-negotiable. If like literally you have to be outside at some point during the day, because nature is literally the best cleanse for your energetic field. And it also makes you feel so connected, and it makes you feel so small in this world where your problems seem to shrink and you feel like you're being held by something bigger than you, which you are. You're literally inside this field of good energy, and it's pure and it's solid and it's clean and it's I don't know how to describe it, but nature is just this wonderful, you know what? I do know how to describe it. I'm listening to a book called The Creative Act. Let me see if I can go to, there's a chapter called Nature as a Teacher.
Of all the great works we can experience, nature is the most absolute and enduring. We can witness it change through the seasons. We can see it in the mountains, the oceans, the desert, and the forest. We can watch the changes of the moon each night and the relationship between the moon and the stars. There's never a shortage of awe and inspiration to be found outdoors. If we dedicated our lives solely to noticing the changes in natural light and shadow as the hours pass, we would constantly discover something new. We don't have to understand nature to appreciate it. This is true of all things. Simply be aware of the moments when your breath gets taken away by something of great beauty. It may be witnessing a single line formation of birds snaking through a half-lit evening sky, or standing awed at the foot of a giant redwood tree that's thousands of years old. There's so much wisdom in nature that when we notice it, it awakens possibility within us. It's through communing with nature that we move closer to our own nature. If you're picking colors based on a pen,
Isn't that wonderful? So we can get our creativity from nature, we can get the cleanse from nature, we can get inspiration, we can get appreciation, gratitude. It just makes you be in the present moment. So if you're overcome by your ego, if you feel like you can't release the past, you can't let go of control, come out of your cave, go out in nature and allow it just to fully bring you into the present moment where you're just looking at the birds in the sky like you talked about, or the leaves blowing in the wind, whatever it is. Like last night I went out to water my flowers and I saw a cute little bunny again passing by my balcony, and I just was like, it just immediately makes you feel connected, right? So that's what, when you're not out in nature, you're not feeling connected to anything, you're not feeling that awe. And when you feel that awe, like, oh my god, that feels so beautiful, or I just appreciate this so much, that brings you more into your body and more into your heart, where you can access the creativity that you're looking for in your life. Okay, so speaking of animals, let's do the Wild Unknown Kim Kranz Spirit Animal deck. The whale. Okay, somebody is willing to go deep. You're willing to traverse the depths of your soul, and then you're going to come back up into the light and share it with the world. So the whale also represents divine feminine energy, a willingness to birth something into the world. But it's a wise, this is another wise card. Interesting. So we got the raven and the whale. They're both very wise, graceful creatures. But the whale has gone to the depths of their soul. They've been to the darkness and back. And now it's like, okay, what are we going to do with it? How are we going to come up into the light, into the sunshine? Now, what do we give to the world with everything we just found down below? Let's get another message on that. The fire ant. Okay, and this is the opposite. This is going into something and stewing over it. You're fiery over it. You're not letting a situation go. You're not releasing the past. You're angry about it. So a fire ant is anger. It's frustration. It's like, why is this happening? I don't understand this. So you have two options. You can be the whale and be graceful and go into the pain and be like, okay, I trust why this pain is here. I know the darkness is meant to be here. I'm supposed to do something with it. The fire ant's like, get out of here. I don't want this pain. I don't want to feel this anymore. Why did this happen? I don't understand this person. I want to run away from the situation. It's like a scurrying energy, where the whale is solid and secure. Okay, let's see what next two we have. The mouse and the unicorn. Wow, and they're very similar with the colors too. So the mouse, these are fireworks, believe it or not. So the mouse card for me is the celebration. It's like, stop living so small. Get out there and start celebrating life. Start appreciating who you are. You're not this tiny mouse who's meant to hide in the world. You're meant to be seen. And then the unicorn is saying, do you believe in the universe? Do you believe in something you can't see, feel, or touch? Do you believe in magic? Do you believe that in order to get to the fireworks part of your life, you have to take a leap of faith? You have to go into the unknown, trusting that the unicorn will take you to your desires. And even if you're swimming in the depths of the ocean and the shadow and the darkness, you're being led. The unicorn has your back. Really beautiful messages there. Okay, let's do spirit messages. By John Holland, Spirit Messages. I highly recommend you guys listen to that book called The Creative Act. He did a whole chapter on, his chapters are really short. They're like 5 minutes, 6 minutes long to listen to. They're really short little blurbs, but he did one on like signs and synchronicities and paying attention to the smallest little things and how the universe speaks to us. And he's writing the book as if you want to be a writer. So if you want to be a creator in some way, we have to take the inspiration that the universe is bringing us through the breadcrumbs. But I loved that chapter because I was just like, yes, I was like, that's my favorite part about life is the breadcrumbs, the signs, the synchronicities. Okay, we have let go and give back. Let go and give back, which is funny. They're both hands. So I just feel like this is kind of like an even give and take. The give back says, today is the day to cast aside normal routines and make your main purpose to serve. It is about giving back without any thoughts or expectation of getting anything in return. Reach out and touch other people's spirits, as it's highly likely that someone really needs it today. Oh, I love this. Yep, free service. If there's any way you can be of service today, and I actually was going to text one of my friends and say, for Micah's birthday, I want to be of service. I want to like give something away to my community, or I don't know, I just felt like I wanted to give. So I think this is my push to like go within, maybe get out in nature today and figure out what's the best way for me to give back today. And then we have let go. Once you let go of the outcome, you'll be able to release all the emotional constraints that have held you back in the past. Trust in the higher good and guidance of spirit, as we have only your best intentions at heart and will do everything in our power to protect you. So this is kind of like let go of the control, release the past. You're letting go of the idea of how you think your life should be. You know, I could sit there and stew and be like, why did my daughter come? Why did she leave? Why don't I have more kids? Why don't I have a husband? Why is my life this way? You know, we have all these projections of what we think our life should be. And one of my favorite lessons, the most difficult lesson I learned, was that you can't plan life. Like I planned to have a boy, and then she was a girl, and then I planned to have a child, and then she passed away, and then I planned to be with my partner, and then we broke up. So it's like that whole year was like a smack, like I just kept getting smacked down. And I tried to plan my life and I couldn't. So I would go into my classroom every day teaching my students like, hey guys, what are you going to do when life doesn't go your way? How are you going to handle it? How are you going to pivot? How are you going to still wake up every single day with a smile on your face, being of service, doing what your heart wants to do, while also surrendering and letting go and saying, I don't know where I'm going and I have to be okay with this. And I believe that's what we all have to surrender to moving forward, is we're not in control of what's next, especially what's going on in the world with this great awakening that's happening. I was watching a video the other day and a woman was talking about there's going to be a lot of exits in the next week. So for like the next 10 days from July 12th, for the next 10 days, there's going to be a lot of souls exiting our planet, whether they, you know, I don't know how, but, you know, abrupt accidents, illness, But it's almost like it's their time to go. It's just like Micah, it was her time to go. And that was a catalyst for me to wake up. So these family members that are leaving, they're actually sparking change in us or people around us. And maybe we are going to be the ground holder. We're going to hold the ground for these people that are going through these catalytic times where they're being forced to awaken. And they need people like us to be like, hey, it's okay. You're going to come out of this soon. You're going to be like the whale. You're going to be going into the darkness for a little bit, but it's okay. You'll survive. I got you. You can trust that God and spirit has your back. And you're going through this grief right now for a reason, for a purpose. It's expanding you. So let go. And then for us who are grounded, we've already been through all of that. It's our job to give to those people, to be of service for free. But don't let that scare you, with the the abrupt exits. If their souls are, choosing to leave this month, we have to honor that. They're doing something for their mission. One of my friends texted me last night right after I'd watched that video, and she was like, my husband's father just passed away, and she was traveling, and now she has to come home to go to the funeral and do all that and to be with family and nurture them. And it was very abrupt. And I just was like, wow, it's already happening in my life. So I made sure that I was there for her. I was like, how do you feel? Do you need anything? Like knowing what to say and when to say it, and just being a space holder and be like, if you just need to cry, if you just need to talk about it, if you need me to watch your kids, like be there for these people. We have to show up and be that for them, which is kind of like giving back. Me talking about when I was going through my loss, look at all these people that gave to me during that time to keep me going. Now that I'm grounded, now that I can go and do that for others who are going to be experiencing some tough losses that maybe they've never been like the whale. They've never been to the depths of their soul. They don't know what anxiety is. They don't know what depression feels like. And now they're going to start to feel it. So we need to be that resource for them to say, hey, like, it's okay. This is normal. This is a part of the spiritual path. Okay, let's shift gears and let's use my ever unfolding heart deck from Micah. What other message is coming through for this week? You are never alone. If you've been feeling lost, your angels want you to trust them. They're always with you. Get excited. They are bringing you something good this week. Yes. I just heard that's that abundance. Clear the clutter. Remove things that no longer serve you. Clean your spaces. We get this card a lot lately in multiple different decks. Okay, is there a decision you are needing to make? Sit in silence and ask yourself to be open to receiving the answer. It will come when you least expect it. It will be a gentle whisper from your heart. So this is your reminder to keep meditating, keep building that, or keep raising that vibe. I did a video, I'll have to link it here, about how to raise your frequency. And we have to go into meditation. We have to go into a state of complete neutrality where we're not in resistance. We're not thinking about our life and how we wish it could be a different way. We're not wishing for a manifestation. We're just neutral. And we're saying, angels and guides, I know you got me. I know you're always bringing me something. Let me clear the clutter of my mind and my body. And that will create space for my vibration to rise. And then I can be on the same level as the universe, the dance floor. And I do feel like I'm getting a little tired because my voice, anytime I start to stutter or I can't gather thoughts, that means the reading needs to end soon. That happens with one-on-one readings mostly, not with recorded readings. Okay, where are you staying quiet in your life? Speak your truth. Don't shy from uncomfortable conversations. This is where growth occurs. All right, we're going to do one more card. And Micah, we're going to end with Micah Magic, in memory of her birthday. So one more message about Micah's birthday. I would love to invite all of you, what that card just said. If there's somebody who you need to tell that you love them, do it for Micah. Do it because if there are abrupt endings coming, if people might be transitioning soon, make sure you're saying everything you need to say to certain people. And you can find a way to do it. Maybe you can write them a letter. Maybe you can just do it energetically, but go into the feeling of telling everybody that you love them. And even the people who you have discord with, where you feel like you can't, you can, because you do not want to regret it in the end. Okay, final message from Micah. You are the sunshine in their life. You be the sun. Bring the sunshine to your community, bring the sunshine to your friends, your family. We are here to light the way. We are light workers on this channel. So Micah is saying, be the sunshine. And if you're feeling a little dim, that's okay. You're allowed to be sad some days. But eventually we need you to come out of that cave with that bright energy and share your light with the world. Start the thing, okay? You did not go through all that pain and suffering to not do something with it. We are here to do something with it. Be the sun. All right, lovies, I am sending you so much love. I'm going to go, I don't know what I'm going to do today. I might go buy myself a cake for Micah because I was supposed to be in Texas. So I have literally nothing planned. I have my niece's graduation party tonight, which I'm so excited to be there to support her and make that day tonight all about her. But I definitely want to do something special for me and Micah today. And I'm going to keep wearing her headband as long as it doesn't bother me. I don't get headaches. But thank you so much. I just want to say this again. Thank you for supporting me and my channel. I know I say it at the end of every video, but I mean it. Thank you, because you guys, I wake up excited that I even have a channel. I wake up excited that I have a community of people that know me, that know Micah, that love us, that are supporting us, that, you know, are sending us comments and messages saying like, we see signs or we see hearts and I thought of you. Like, you guys have no idea what that does to me. That gives me the fuel to keep going on my sad days. So I'm happy and proud of myself that I created the channel, the structure for me to spread our message. And then I'm so grateful that I attracted all of you who are honoring us and loving us and cheering us on, and you're seeing the magic in your own lives. And that is what I came here to do with her. I came here, apparently, I wasn't in charge of my life. I couldn't plan it, but her and I both decided to do this together. So thank you for receiving us. Thank you for cheering us on. We are a dual mission and we could not do it without you. So please take this message, tell somebody that you love them today in honor of Micah. Send me any hearts if you find them, email them to me. Everything is in the description box below if you want to work with me as well. But thank you again for being here. Thank you for supporting me and my channel, and I will see you in the next one. All right, peace out.